face me in the light. They'll return, but I'll be stronger. God, I want to dream again. Take me where I've never been. I wanna go there. This time I'm not scared. Now I am unbreakable. It's unmistakable. No one can touch me. Nothing can stop me.
Ang feeling namin ngayon nanalo kami sa Imperium Pro Team ay siyempre masaya kami kasi bilang sister team, ngayon lang kami nanalo sa sister team namin at 2-0 nung simula nung naging Team Manila Eagles kami. Kaya sobrang saya namin. Siyempre, yung mga kakampi ko dati na sina Shadow tsaka si Alec nandun, lalo na yung support ko, sobrang dami kong natutunan sa kanya. Kaya lahat ng natutunan ko sa kanya, inadapt ko ngayon sa laro. Siguro para sa laban namin mamaya sa Asian Arena, pinaganda namin yon kasi yung confident namin na nanalo kami sa Imperium Pro Team, dadalhin namin ngayon sa laban na to. Kaya pumanda ngayon ng Asian Arena sa amin. Dahil para sa amin, ito na yung pinakamalakas na roster ngayon sa PGS.
So good afternoon everyone, we welcome you on the second day of the Bacchus Pro Gaming Series 2017 Summer Split. Drive your energy. We will be your shoutcasters for the first game. I am Vulcan and joining with me is my co-caster Atlas.
Of course, coming that from an explosive first day, we're now going on to immediately the second day for more matches, more Philippine esports. It's been so good already, so I'm excited for the matches today. Coming into our schedule, it'll be very interesting to see the matches today. We will have some teams from yesterday still playing today. We'll be also seeing some teams. We have AX today, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
AX and TNC.
Yeah, so those are teams that have not played yesterday, but now we'll be seeing them in action since the promos and relegations and the spring split today.
And to our viewers out there, we would like to have a reminder that we are still running the Match and Win promo. So how it works? Simple. When you're watching the stream, there will be a link or a code that will show during the video. So you have to guess a number or a letter, a very big guess. So
yeah, it's like you will be getting a 250 RP skin. You can redeem it in the client, but the chances of winning are actually pretty big, considering that you have around a
30% chance.
37% chance.
Yeah,
no. 3% chance.
3% chance.
You have a 3% chance
well,
of winning that.
It's kind of worth it since it's a 250 Imperial skin.
But you don't lose anything. You just have to watch the stream, pay attention to it, and you gotta have quick fingers.
Yeah. So to our viewers out there, we are going to moving on to the schedule. So what's going to be followed up? It's match 1 of the 2-game series of Team Manila Eagles versus Asian Arena.
That's going to be our first game match, followed by Jengski Esports versus Acclaim Empire X, and finally we'll be having IPT versus TNC Pro Team.
Very exciting set of matches in the first week of the second day of the BGS.
Super exciting. I'll have to see how TME continues their momentum from last night, because they had a 2-0 against their sister team IPT. Man, that was such an explosive match. We'll see if TME can sustain that momentum. Of course, Asian Arena had a 0-2 yesterday, but we'll see if they can recover. They are a pro team, the RPGS quality. So I'm hoping that they can recover from that.
Yes, that's very true. And not to mention that all of the games we had have been sweeps so far. So will it be the same thing in the second day? I mean, Infused entered the PGS. This split as a new team. They actually swept the floor against Asian Arena, but this time they will be facing against TME.
That is intense. Your first day, you got a lot of momentum. Second day, got to face up against one of the stronger teams.
Thanks to the roster changes.
Yeah, the roster changes. It's like JLC on TME is like top 10 anime betrayals. JK, it is gonna be JLC is like one of the stronger members, and the curse, as they said, that a team with Suzuku has never won against a team with JLC. That was proved last night. We'll be seeing if Asian Arena can overcome this. TME banning phase here. Gonna ban out Zenabla's Elise, and Asian Arena will be banning out Zac. Very standard ban. Zac, after the rework, has been so strong, just with the elastic slingshot and the stretching strike, so much potential for disruption.
And yeah, to add to what you were going to say about the TME game, yeah, it's really nice to see that the curse of JLC still lives on. And
is it nice?
it's nice in a way that it adds more rivalry. So, do you think this curse is going to be extended throughout not just IPT, but maybe the whole team itself? Since, as Marky said in his angle for today's game, TME's roster is the strongest right now.
In the PGS. So that's what their claim is. We'll see if they can make good on that claim. They're prioritizing the Xayah here for Marky. We did see that Marky's Xayah is so precise. He's so good in positioning, so good at timing the Feather Storm, and the way he places his feathers, as I said, so precise, so he can easily exploit the Blade Caller. And looking at the other bans here, top lane ban against JLC, the Shen, lots of pressure with the teleport and the Stand United. This is PGS, not LCL, so Vulcan, you have a lot more trust in these teams using Shen.
Yeah,
so,
in a way.
And in Lulu, Lulu ban against Rocks. Very understandable. So, they are red team. They want to be able to ban out that utility because TME did ban out the Karma.
Yeah, remember the previous match we saw about the Lulu and Jarvan combo? That was something that was used to perfection. So a Lulu ban is very understandable for TME.
It's like it basically bans out Jarvan as well.
Yes, in a way that it denies the potential that GLC was on a Shen last night, the last game. I can say so much pressure coming in. So we did see...
He always blocked Suzuku in whatever he wanted to do.
So this time we will be seeing a top Sejuani again.
Ooh, top Sejuani. Very exciting to see. She's almost unkillable unless like 4 or 5 people are focusing on her. And this tankiness is so impressive. After the tank rework, Sejuani is a lot more fun. And in the first few days she was released before her nerf, she was pretty much free-low. So it seems like it might actually be jungle Sejuani. So this is a really good flex coming from TME. Graga, Sejuani, both of these can flex top or jungle, so that's quite interesting. Might be a few little bit of mind games, so that is revealed already. There is either top lane or jungle, so all ACA has to think of is what the matchup's going to be. As for ACA, Xenoblis will be picking up that Kha'Zix, really planning to assassinate people. Might be hard though, because it is a Sejuani and Gragas.
Not to mention it's also a Xayah.
Yes, it's very hard to pin down.
Yeah, very hard to pin down.
But
and
it seems like they are confident in being able to assassinate though, because they are picking up Eiko's Ahri. So they also have lots of utility just coming from Luxurious Ash here. And Jason on that Galio will put down lots of protection in front line for his team. Disruption as well.
Oh, look at that. A support Thresh for Marky, and we will be seeing mid Jace against Ahri. Yeah,
against Ahri. So this changes up the matchup a little bit. So because the mid lane for TME will be an attack damage, physical damage champion. So the build path for Eiko will probably be changed a little bit. We'll be seeing how Asian Arena picks their last champion here. It will be their support.
Yes, the lineup right now for Asian Arena very mobile, and now to top it all up, it would be a Zillion support, still hovering, not yet a final position, but if that blocks it, I gotta say, that's pretty solid. I mean, when you use so much of your resources on a single champion and that Zillion just revives it back up, that's a huge reset. Yeah,
and can do that to Eiko, Luxuria, Zenabla. Jason will be acting as their main frontline here. On the other hand, TME has 3 really solid frontliners because they kind of got choked out in terms of the supports that they can pick up, because there are 5 support bans in this game. Karma, Tom Kench.
Maybe they thought that by banning out the support, they could ban out Marky. Maybe that's the mentality behind it.
Yeah, maybe that is, but yeah, Marky just confidently picking that Xayah, prioritizing it straight up.
So as far as the splits going on so far, Marky on that Xayah, really phenomenal. Not to mention a 100% win rate so far, just because of
from 2 games.
But those 2 games are enough to showcase his talent.
Against IPT.
Yeah.
So one of the perceived stronger teams in the PGS historically. So that is quite impressive coming from Marky. I'm surprised that Asian Arena actually let it through. Might be that they're very confident in Luxuria and Moraita boys. potential to actually choke out Marky in this game. We'll be seeing how Koops and Zinavla actually respond to that, because Zinavla, one of the highest pressure junglers in the early game. So I'm really expecting him to pull his weight in this game, especially against Koops, who is also quite high pressure. The Gragas as well, pretty good pressure, as I've said, because Body Slam Flash is quite potent.
So we will be loading onto the rift pretty shortly, but to add to what Atlas was pointing out, it's the point that the battle of the jungles, the assassin-wise, or is it a disruptor? When it comes to late game, I would bet on the disruptor if Gragas is really helping out so much, but we do see Gragas sometimes they really fall off in the late game, not much impact compared to a Kha'Zix.
Yeah, it really depends on how they play the early game. How they exploit the lanes, how they exploit each other. It's really about how the rotations go for it.
So guys, before we load into the rift, here is our featured matchup of today's match. Good back. So now we're back onto the rift. Our first game of the first match, Team Manila Eagles on the blue side versus Asian Arena on the red side. We will be seeing a really interesting game, knowing that Marky has been really showing his skill on that Zaya. Let's see how Asian Arena will respond to this.
Seems like all of TME is converging around the top side. We did see that there was quite a few lane cheeses in yesterday's matches, yesterday's games. We'll be seeing if that will be the case. It seems like TME will be going for the invade, probably to put down deep vision. It will be important to see where Zinavla paths, because if Zinavla, if they don't see where Zinavla's pathing and they leave themselves vulnerable, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually play around and against that Kha'Zix.
Wow, look at the movements coming from TME.
Really precise, dodging out most
wow.
ways that they can be seen.
Yes, no wards are even placed there.
If Jason passes through, oh dear.
Jason has no idea.
It seems like they're going for a 3-2 split here. Jason will be forced to escape. Yeah, they'll be forced to escape around that side where, okay, so it's going to be Rocks not pushing through with it.
Might still go for it though. Jason has no idea. No wards are still placed on the red side of Asian Arena. We did see a recall from Marky. Wants to go back to the lane, but looks like an invasion will happen in terms of the Raptor camp.
Ooh. Actually, this is pretty big. Gragas and Sejuani can easily take that camp because they have substantial AoE even at level 1. So taking that away from Zinavla, giving a little bit of more XP onto Koops and JLC. Actually, I'd bet that JLC took one of those small Raptors, which gives him a little bit of an XP lead, which can be important, especially in this matchup.
Now, if you lose your Raptors, that's huge. You lose so much EXP. So, not to mention, on for a Kha'Zix, where he wants to gank at level 2 or 3, that's good. That's huge.
I mean, to be fair, the Kha'Zix doesn't really want to go for the Raptors because the Raptors absolutely destroy him. But that is one camp taken away from him if he wants to go for a full clear before ganking. And it's a little boost of Koops' own clear, because he took a Raptor camp without any cost to his own jungle camps. So he can take that for himself if he himself wants to go for a full clear. Seems like it's a little bit dangerous for Marky and Rocks to go for a few trades just yet, while Moraita Boy has his double bombs ready. That is quite potent with the stuns.
Yeah, when the stun lands, expect that they might go all in. Not to when the Ashe does unlock the level 6, the engage will be really something you gotta watch out for, especially for Marky.
Just imagine all that CC that Moraita Boy can bring out, and the damage as well. It is no slouch. Those time bombs definitely can bring out a lot of poke.
Alright, I'm pretty sure we will be expecting Koops to gank pretty much too. I mean, he took away the Raptors, now he's level 3, has the red buff.
He's eyeing this bot lane here. It is quite vulnerable to ganks, because the champions themselves are not super mobile. Seems like he's having a difficult time positioning himself to get ready for one though, so he's going for his Krugs.
Yeah,
So
when you know that the ADC is not doing so well, just leave it. I mean, when you force a gank, that might cause him to be more behind.
yeah, it's the most important thing for these junglers is to path correctly. And it seems like he did go for a very versatile path that allowed him to be open to gank. It seems like Zenapla going for a little bit of revenge for that Raptor camp steal.
But is it enough? It's just the Wolves,
It's,
not
it's
a
just the
Raptor
Wolves,
camp.
but he does have enough time to go for the Gromp as well. The Gromp is one of the juicier targets for Kazik. It is isolated by default, so it seems like Koops will be at a small disadvantage in terms of the camp's total, because Koops did pay some attention there to the bot lane.
All right, we are seeing some pings
Yeah.
by the
Well, there's no
jungler.
vision here for
Zenapla.
JLC. It is a Sejuani,
Here
so
it
it's
comes, the
quite
engage from the Justed Sponge, but we won't be seeing a follow-up from Zenapla just yet. He does land a Permafrost and a ton. Now here comes JLC.
Look
Just
at how
starting assaulting
tanky, though.
away from Zenapla.
He is super tanky. It's so difficult to kill that Sejuani. It does pressure him a little bit in terms of health, but he has a corrupting potion to heal himself up, plus he's naturally tanky. I don't think there will be a point in the game where Jason or JLC can solo kill each other. That's virtually impossible.
The Frost
And
armor is really
Yeah.
the passive itself.
plus how much CC they can bring out against each other is going to take forever.
Yeah.
It's going to need intervention from either Roam, from either Trevor or Eiko, or from the junglers.
Yeah, when we saw the game of Trevor against IPT, like he was not really performing that well. He wasn't performing this mid lane roams where it was very crucial for his team. So how will he fare with Eiko, knowing that it's an Ari, one of the most mobile AD champions?
Yeah, it seems like for now he's just biding his time to try and build his items. The Tear of the Goddess will be the pickup for him coming into that Manamune, which means he's so behind in combat stats compared to Eiko, but it seems like there will be a gank.
Here comes the classic flash and body slam. Will connect for two people. Muradaba is very low. There's the exhaust. A flash in by Marky. He will still get the first blood. And the lantern for
Oh,
a special
dear.
delivery with a double kill.
Special feather delivery, giving off 700 gold onto Marky. Wow, that's going to be a huge boost building into his core items here. And these two AD carries were really building into this long game there in the bot lane. They do have the Doran shield pickup for sustain, a little bit more survivability when it comes to the trading, but they left themselves open to Koops there. They should have been paying attention to his pathing. They should have had more deep wards, or at least outer wards in the river to see Koops, because you cannot underestimate the body slam flash, because there's so little time to react to that. Because there, Luxuria had his flash there, but he wasn't able to react immediately to the body slam flash.
And when he flashed, it was too late. He got slow, so that was such an easy pickoff for Marky.
Yeah, that was right the boys.
And from that pickoff, look at that, a BF sword. JLC just really testing Jason's patience.
Yeah, it seems like it's still gonna take forever for them to kill each other, even with a % health damage of shattering someone in permafrost.
Yeah, like what I was saying about Marky's BF sword, man. That 2 kills in the bottle in the first
Jeez.
blood, a 700 gold. Grant him that huge start, a BF sword.
Jeez Louise, that is going to be a huge AD lead compared to Luxurious combat stats. He is quite confident in trading, even when his support, Rox, is not very near. So that's a confidence that he can get. He has the boots, he has the BF sword. It's definitely great.
7
So
minutes
here,
and 30 seconds into the game. I mean, look
7-minute
how
BF sword.
Asian Arena is playing right now. Very subtle. They know that Marky has that huge lead.
Yeah, they need, oh man, Rox.
That sentence will not connect.
It is a lot of pressure though.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he can afford to do this because Marky's quite ahead and he can't afford to 2v1 right now.
Yeah, that's what happens when you give a first blood. But right now, Koops in big trouble. There's a flash in from Zenapla, but the explosive cast for the disengage.
Oh man, JLC zones him out with the empowered.
The response time.
So good. So good there. That's like, that was so close for Koops there. The shield from the Courage of the Colossus actually helped them out tremendously to survive that sliver of health remaining.
Well, the coordination and the response time from his teammates is really on point. So this is something that Asian Arena has to watch out for. Especially now, they know that they gave a lead to Marky. This leaves Scoops to freely roam to the mid lane, pressuring it more, giving Aiko a harder time.
Yeah, definitely a harder time, which means that he can't roam as well. He does have the Ignite, so he definitely wants to have some kill pressure against Trevor. But Trevor himself has not been a slouch in terms of surviving in this lane, matching him in terms of CS. Building up slowly but surely his Tear of the Goddess.
But is that a good item? Normally you would see Jace's picking up a Serrated Dirk, immediately going for a Human's Ghostblade. But when you go for Tear of the Goddess,
yeah, you're sacrificing a lot of combat stats there, but it seems like he's confident enough that he'll survive against Aiko. He does have the cleanse, so lots of survivability there against a charm. So he will be picking up the Serrated Dirk now. Now he's going to catch up in terms of combat stats. Like Marky, I think he was going for a little slower lane with that Tear of the Goddess, because once he actually builds it up to Muramana, it's going to be so effective on him. It will take some time.
So TME going for a late game to match the scaling of Marky. He does excel so well in late game because Zaya, man, late game wise, very, very lethal.
And so slippery as well.
Here comes the Lantern
dear,
delivery.
Well, they go for it. Seems like they already ran away. Might be too deep if they decide to dive that. Zenavla might get caught out here if he continues. No, just gonna clear that Scuttlecraft for a little bit more dragon control. It is an important objective at this point of the game. TME versus ACA. These compositions would really appreciate the damage boost of that Infernal Drake. After all, TME has only 2 big damage dealers, the Jace and the Zaya. So that Infernal Drake will really help compensate for the composition. On the other hand, ACA really wants to go in, assassinate people, pick them off. So the Infernal Drake will help them in that regard. So definitely something that they have to watch out for. It seems like ACA right now has the control over the vision completely over this Dragon Pit. Even outside the perimeter of that pit, Zenavla waiting in the wings. Trevor might be in trouble. He's not paying attention. Oh dear.
Yeah, here comes the clash, but there is the explosive gas to scare them away.
Damage coming from the powered shock blast.
Wow.
This might push them off from the Drake right now. A little bit of a few assist me pings over here. Seems like our TME is roaming down to the mid lane to try and push out Aiko again, leaving Marky alone. They are quite confident that he can survive whatever in lane. He's almost built up to his Essence Reaver here, reaching his power spike very closely. Yeah, he can survive very well in duel against Luxuria, who only has a Bilgewater Cutlass.
Aiko should back away. Oh, there's a
Trevor.
stand in off the Trevor. He does cleanse away, but still gets charmed. Here comes the hero's entrance. Jason's on the scene, but that's a bit too late. TME knows better.
Is it me, or was the charm there, was the cleanse there a little bit too late against the charm?
The cleanse removed the stun,
Yeah.
but after the stun was removed,
The
he
charm.
got charmed.
But still, the Lantern was there to save him. So a lot of resources burnt by ACA there. On the other hand, TME just burned Trevor's Flash Cleanse and a small cooldown in terms of the Dark Passage.
At least they delayed the first turret. They gave a first
Yeah.
blood to Marky. If you give a first turret to TME, that's a huge gold bonus.
Yeah, a huge gold boost to Marky is not something that they want. They might be converging there on this bot lane. There is no Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and Spirit Rush is just about to come up. If
man.
Aiko continues a roam here, might be an opportunity for Trevor to keep pushing that mid lane.
Looking for the right time to strike, and here it is.
Oh
the
dear.
death sentence on to Morita Boy. And here comes Scoops for the respawn. But it's really hard to gank a Zillion. There is the huge speed with
dear.
the flash and Balisam does connect again. And a play to top it all that. And the Feather Storm is there. He does flash away from the feathers. A really close call for Morita Boy.
Yeah, don't think that was the most coordinated it could be. Oh dear, Zenavla getting caught out by GLC, who walked all the way down here. But yeah, I don't think that was the most coordinated lane gank I've ever seen. Because Koops, yeah, very good body slam, very good ultimate. But he kind of stacked, but rather it was Rox who kind of stacked the CC of the Flay with the knockback of the explosive cast. So not the optimal use of CC, as well as him hitting the death sentence, but not pulling himself towards Morita Boy. So he was not able to get the proper initial Flay. So just from that, I think they should have given up the gank. But they did burn the Chrono Shift. But
It's
it is already halfway through its cooldown.
in a way, it's like the coordination of the CCs were really against each other. So in a way, they really were not efficient. Not much of a long block now.
Still, it was a resource burned on Morita Boy. They did have to burn Rox's flash though, which could be important. Trevor
Looking
be
for
going
some
for
blood
something.
in the mid lane. Echo though cannot do much. It's really interesting to see that the Jace against an Ahri fares really well because Jace does not need to get too near in a way, but this is going to be Zenabla looking for some blood onto JLC. There's the permafrost stack. JLC is very low. He assaults away, and there it is. The glacial prison escape
Here comes
by
Trevor.
JLC. Wow.
Whoops. For the save, he DC'd there for like 1 second.
Get juked by JLC.
Oh man, that was a very good escape from JLC there, even with that like split-second DC he had.
Wow,
Very
he just
tanky.
played them.
Played them like
Just
a
like
fiddle.
that.
But yeah, coming down to the bot lane now. Still, the lead that Marky has been building in terms of CS, plus the pressure on this turret is phenomenal. Luxuria doing everything he can. He does have the Enchanted Crystal Arrow ready.
But to what extent? Also, Marky has the Feather Storm. If Marky is that really mechanically gifted, he can really predict it.
Yeah, and there is some travel time to that, so the casting time even. So that is enough time to press that R button or wherever Marky has bound his ultimate.
Oh, here comes Flash
Oh, dear.
in play plus the Death Sentence.
Oh my
Rox
God.
picks it up instead.
What was that damage burst?
Burst coming from Marky. And
Yeah.
also the box.
The box as well dealt some
Oh,
good damage.
Luxury
it's
gets
gonna be
ignited.
Luxury.
Teleport coming in for guarantee, but the Feather Storm will not connect.
Oh.
Marky, though, flashed towards the turret to land those feathers.
Yeah, he went for the Blade Caller first before flashing, which meant that the feathers were already on road, so Luxury had little time to react to that.
My God. The proudest
Then
of
again,
Marky.
yeah, then again, it wasn't that precise in the way that he
Uh-huh.
did that. But still, the adaptation to do that
Oh
was
boy,
great.
Jason is in big trouble. He does
Oh,
Justice
stun.
punch away, but the permafrost still cut off, giving a kill to JLC.
Point and click stun.
Also to double all that, a first turret for Team Manila Eagles.
They can definitely get this. The best thing about permafrost, the stacks, they don't have to be
wow,
Ooh.
Trapper
Oh,
is
dear.
nowhere inside. Coops just gave a kill to Echo.
Of course, this does give away the top lane turret, first turret of the game. But yeah, the best thing about permafrost is that it acts like Braum passive concussive blows. Any melee champion that you're allied with can proc that, and then you can just point and click stun.
It's a free-to-win stun. So, but in terms of rotation-wise, Asian Arena really risked it all on the Infernal Drake. So, in a way, they do balance out the two turrets. They are going to get their first turret. Oh, maybe not.
They do actually get it.
They got it for the
Eiko.
minions, but at what
Oh,
cost?
Spirit Rush here.
JLC looking for some action. No ultimate so far. The Crystal Arrow near Mrs. Marky.
They might go for a revenge turret here. ACA did get that crucial Infernal Drake, but look at how fast
Things are
they
hitting up in
pushed
the
this
mid lane. Shock Blast to just scare them away. Now the location of Asian Arena is really bad. They are in a big trouble. They can't respond to the push of TME.
There's a lot of threat that can come from Marky's feathers if he positions it well. Seems like they will have to push away. Might go for the trade of the epic monsters here.
Yeah, the
They
Rift
get
Herald.
Drake, they get Rift Herald, which is going to be so good. If they get a really nice position for a siege, they can definitely take out one or two more turrets. But here comes ACA. They're not letting this pass.
Oh, Death Sentence is gone, but Eiko aims for the support. Three members collapse onto
He is
Rock.
way separated from the rest of TME. They might have to give this up. They do still have a lot of damage potential. Featherstorm is up. Explosive
Oh,
Cask
boy.
is available.
Here it comes. JLC looking for the right time to go in. Marky stacking up the spell. Here comes the Featherstorm recall. Will do a lot of damage. Marky gets exhausted. In a big trouble. Bot gets taken down by Luxuria. A revenge kill from Asian Arena. Now to clean up. That would be a secure for Zenabla.
Seems like Trevor has to rotate away.
Oh boy, the slows coming from Luxuria. It's just too painful. We can expect Zenabla might go for a cleanup leap.
Here comes Trevor though.
Oh, they're going
He's
for the
recalling.
dive. He'll be tanking
Oh,
the turret.
bullseye.
Wow, bullseye.
Trevor has to recall. He doesn't have the health to sustain a fight. And Luxuria is sustaining himself up with the Blade of Ruin King. So, small loss onto TME. They did lose a lot there, but they did get the Rift Herald in the end. Coops won the 50-50 smite. But that was a lot of a potential for them to... Yeah, let's look at the replay here. Just look at Jason. Look at how Marky actually not hitting the feathers onto his target, Eiko. Has to get away.
And no one was
taken
feeling
down.
for him.
Yeah, he was aiming for Eiko, but really the Chrono Shift really saved Eiko's butt there.
Yeah, the fact that Rox was gone was really big for Marky.
Yeah, that's a huge peel potential away from TME. But in the end, it was TME that got that Rift Herald. They can use it. They can get the payback that they want from that lost team fight with a good use of that Rift Herald. We'll be seeing look at that wave clear. Indeed. It has a red buff too, so once Marky gets onto a turret and they get a real good Rift Herald, that's game over for the turret that they're targeting.
So pretty much careful decision making has to come from each arena. Coops
looking for something. Right, the boy. Going around, trying to clear the vision. But TME has a really good vision control in the topside jungle. ACA will be forced to respond to that. Seems like JLC pushing that down bot lane enough to pull Jason, which allows him to transition to this mid lane and then steal more camps. Might be their game plan.
The pressure coming from JLC from the bot lane to the top lane is really showing right now. We can see that the members of ACA are split up.
This might be an opportunity for TME. They have so many tools to engage from afar.
There comes the arrow will land on the Coops. No follow-up. While Senabla gets heavily CC'd by the Thresh. The hero's entrance is there, plus
a Chrono Shift saves
burn
him.
on the Chrono Shift.
This might be another opportunity. They didn't burn anything too big there except for the box. And JLC is still pushing that bot lane after Jason had to rotate to the mid lane with his hero's entrance. It seems like Luxuria will be the one to defend against him. Is that a wise decision? He is able to face up against JLC with a Blade of the Ruined King.
The Rift Herald.
This opens up the Rift Herald indeed. We're seeing how ACA plays around this.
They're not giving up without a fight. And wow, the Rift Herald is not even budging, but here comes the clash in the mid lane. Right, the boy makes a huge mistake.
It sacrificed his life, but all of that attention onto him left ACA to actually take out the Rift Herald in its entirety.
The turret didn't go down, but still they
are still pressuring it. Look at it, they're just backdooring it for now. Now it's going to be 4,000 gold ahead in terms of TME. Most of that gold concentrated onto Marky with his 3 kills and 3 assists. And look at that farm, 198, almost breaking 200 point along with Trebor. Means that he has a lot of gold down his pockets.
Man, you would expect that ACA would ban the Zaya of Marky from last
Yeah, I was really surprised that they would focus
on
elsewhere. On the support. I mean, Lulu ban is great because it does deny so much utility. They have to go for that Thresh, but still, you know, they could have had at least 1 point in those in that ban phase to really take away Marky's Zaya. Then again, if their mindset might have been, okay, Marky is going to be mechanically gifted no matter what champion he uses, so might as well allow him to go for the Zaya. Let's ban something else like Zac, who's super important to ban. Lulu as well, taking away that utility. Because imagine if Marky had a Lulu on his side here.
Yeah, that's
instead of the Thresh. It's actually much more of a pain in the butt.
So now the Ocean Drake is up for grabs. TME making their slow approach, setting up some vision, while Asian Arena will be the ones to catch up to them.
Seems like, look at that damage coming from that Empowered Shock Blast. This will have to be their game plan, but Trebor has to be careful. Because right now, his positioning is away from ACA. So if Eiko reads this,
Senabla goes in, on the Coops, here comes the hero's entrance with Marky over the wall again, looking to the right hand strike, and we see that Eiko goes over the wall with a Spirit Rush. It will be a 1v1, Marky burns his flash, and Azonius has been popped. Look at the members of Asian Arena going for Marky, but leaving with 3 members towards the TME, and now look at that, Marky has so much utility left. There is the Glacier Prison, and TME Trevor picks up an easy kill onto Luxuria.
Why did Luxuria flash in there, trying to go for a kill against
Here
Marky?
comes cleanup, a flash by Morita
dear.
Boy, and JLC with the point-click stun gets a kill.
Oh man, that permafrost is just hype.
Shock blast.
Now Morita Boy.
Shock
Ooh,
blast,
that's gonna kill
yes!
onto him.
Double, and that would be an ace.
I don't understand why Luxuria flashed in there. Because I think he was trying to burst down Marky, but Marky still had his heal. He had the rest of his team, 3 tanks backing him up.
If you noticed at the clash, every member of Asian Arena went over the wall just for Marky.
Which left the rest of TME to actually deal a lot of damage to help so that they can just clean up. Since all of them went for Marky, let's break that down. They go for... I like how TME pulled away from the Ocean Drake so they wouldn't get caught by a composition like this. But look at this. Eiko goes onto Marky, Luxuria and Morita Boy chase him down, which means that it's only Zenavla and Jason here going for, and they were focusing on the Kups, who was a tank, which left Trevor open to really damage them. And Zenavla, he had no isolated targets here. Marky would have been his better target, while the rest of ACA should have went onto Kups, Trevor, and JLC.
Oh, and Luxuria actually flashed in.
They should have, Luxuria flashed in, trying to assassinate Marky, but Ash is not a bursty champion. He would have had to heal, and he would have had his team backing him up with a shield. So I don't understand the logic behind that flash, because I think the distribution of the champions in that team fight was not suboptimal. It was absolutely disastrous. But here ACA does get a little bit of a consolation prize in the Ocean Drake earlier.
They have complete Drake objectives so far, Infernal and Ocean, but at what cost? Let's look at the kill
Wasn't
score.
ace earlier.
12
It's at
to
8,000
6.
gold lead now because of 12-6.
And Marky has picked up a Guardian Angel. All your efforts
Oh
will be gone to
dear.
waste. Oh, right, the boy gets caught up by GLC's Sledge of Prison. Here comes Scoops for the body stab with an explosive class, shooing away Luxuria, leaving Marky to free hit all he wants. Action pack about here comes Marky going in. Eiko trying to make some room with a Spirit Rush will not work so well. Luxuria has to back away with Zenavla, gets taken down.
Ooh, that shock blast almost hitting Zenavla. Indeed, he survives with all of his health because of his Death's Dance, but he wasn't dealing enough damage there.
Luxuria was just left for dead right there.
Because Morita Boy also had no opportunity to use his ultimate, stun lock until his death. No chrono shift available, meaning TME, after that one team fight, extends their lead to 9,000 gold. Actually, it's around 8,000. Yeah, no, it's 10,000 gold. Math is hard. But 10,000 gold is making it so difficult for ACA. Oh no, Zenavla.
Face check to your death, and now Morita Boy gets taken down again. That's a huge pain.
And still no chance to use that chrono shift because he was the one that got stun lock there. They were aiming for Zenavla, but they got another target instead. Yeah, let's look at the team fight here from earlier. Yeah, Morita Boy got poked down, and even the hero's entrance. Because the hero's entrance was to the back line, this meant that Kups, JLC, had all the time in the world here. And then Jason had to walk back to his team to frontline. And during all that time, Zenavla and Eiko were already pushed out of the team fight while the rest of them were dead.
Yes.
So it's quite difficult there.
Jason, the very lonely tank. No one to deal damage for him. That's very painful.
Yeah, I don't think he should have used his ultimate onto Morita Boy because that was a lost cause. Even if the stuns, were all to like end, there wasn't enough time. And even if Morita Boy did revive himself, what value is he going to give to the team fight once the rest of his carries are dead? It's so difficult here. The most difficult thing here for ACA is that they're 11,000 gold behind on a composition that relies on taking pickoffs. They want to assassinate you, they want to distract you, and then pick you off. But since Zenavla is behind, since Eiko is also quite behind, it's so hard for them to do their assassination job because one, Marky has GA and QSS, and also has a very good peel coming from rocks. Trevor as well is no slouch because if Eiko tries to 1v1 Trevor or tries to assassinate him, Trevor can return the favor. So those are the only two real targets ACA's assassins have.
Oh, here comes.
This might be an opportunity though.
This is a revenge from Morita Boy.
That's good.
And now it is going to be a 4 B2 converging. Echo goes into the marquee.
This is an opportunity.
There's the Feather Storm in. That would be a shoe signal away from Asian Arena.
Oh,
we
but look
do
at
see
that.
Trevor and JLC in the bottom lane. They know how to play with the feelings of Asian Arena.
Seems like they will be getting another inhibitor on top of the mid lane one that they took earlier. Coops might die for it.
Zanabla goes in for the flash kill. Marky just dodges those bombs for a double kill, and that would be a single out kill. Now he
dear.
is stacking those feathers up. Let's see what happens. He
Still
does have
has
the Guardian
GA.
Angel. Luxury goes in. There's the shock assist, and that is a double kill plus the Guardian Angel efforts of Zanabla out of the window.
Will Baron take the kill? No, the smite actually recovers a little bit of health, but all of those sacrifices TME made just so they could push the bot lane was super worth it. And on top of that, Marky lives through it. Oh dear.
That is a huge
Yeah.
death sentence for Zanabla.
Marky lives through that with a sustain of the Warlord's Bloodlust, with the help of the Guardian Angel and the QSS, meaning that on top of those objectives that ACA baited, rather TME baited from ACA, he was able to get another turret. And since Zanabla was the last one to die, this leaves him open for a Baron.
Now Baron will be taken by TME. ACA, they did have a chance from taking down their support rocks from that flash, but they got greedy. They went for Marky, and that's why they lost so many objectives.
Marky was so safe, yeah. And all that time, JLC and Trevor just happily pushing down that bot lane, giving so much more gold onto TME. Now they're 13,000 gold behind, and all that focus on the important members. On Marky, 7-1-8. He's gonna have Death's Dance now. He has Death's Dance, so it's almost impossible to burst down and kill. He also has QSS, so it's even harder for Eiko and Zanabla to pick him off. Trevor, no slouch in terms of damage, and just constantly poke them out, while Coops, JLC, and Rox are doing such a great job at CCing ACA and then keeping them away from their carries.
Things are looking really bad for ACA. For TME's side, we are seeing the same TME we saw last game. I mean,
Very
the momentum
precise.
they had from day one still shows today on day two. And Asian Arena has to step up.
That they really do. It has to be in the split-second decisions that they make during fights. No flash-ins from the AD carry. And the use of the Galio ultimate, the hero's entrance, should be proper.
Jason goes in too deep, trying to go for a Marky, but we did see Eiko eats up the Glacier Prison. The turret is down. TME making their way in. Zanabla gets caught by rocks. He does leap away. With JLC, the front line, here comes Marky. Stacking those feathers up really nicely. Going up for Jason. He gets Permafrost, and there is the redemption. Jason still goes in. He does have the Chrono Shift onto him. And now an extended but JLC gets taken out by Eiko, but the Feather Storm in. Gets him a double kill, and now a shutdown for the support of Asian Arena. And now Marky is going to be taken down. A very long team fight, but we can see that Coops is still making its way in. Right apart with those bombs, getting so much damage. A body slap, two-man knockup, a stun does connect. Zanabla might aim for a kill. The shock blast does miss.
Zanabla still recovering health. He might go for Trevor, but he has to defend this turret of his. Those are Baron up super minions.
Can't go for a kill. Ah, that's a shame. The turret is gone with Trevor very low. Goes in with the to the skies, but instead
They have to back off.
yeah, gets taken down the shutdown.
Still though, that's all of ACA's structures taken down. And look at this huge wave of minions. Of
I
course,
don't think they can fend this off.
look at how fast they're taking down this Nexus. Luxuria has the wave clear with the Renan's Hurricane and also the volley. Eiko as well doing his best. And look at how much those minions did to that Nexus.
Alright, so this is not yet over
It's
for
not yet
ACA,
game,
but
I have to say, the chances of winning are the odds are 1 to 1 million. And here they get a pretty good initiate here with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And of course, I like how Rox zones Zanabla away from the fight, meaning he cannot assassinate anyone. Meanwhile, Trevor doing so much damage, they converge here for the redemption, and Marky all this time has been doing so much damage with the sustain from the Warlord's Bloodlust and Death Dance as well, keeping him up. And look at this use of the Feather Storm here to block out loss of damage. Of course, here he falls, but still the rest of his team is able to finish off their objective here, the inhibitor, while still keeping themselves alive against Zanabla and Muraita Boy.
from that clash itself, the base is such a wreck, and now TME will get their first drag of the game. I don't think they need that.
But this Infernal Drake is going to make ACA burn.
Yeah.
Like at this point, any team fight will leave an Asian Arena in ashes. And their mid lane inhibitor has respawned, but I really cannot see a situation where ACA can come back from this, considering their composition. It's not a really late game scaling composition when you compare it to TME, who has so much tank potential, who has so much damage from afar and survivability. Compared to Luxuria, yes, he has lots of utility, lots of damage, but Eiko and Zenavla, it has come to the point in the game where they cannot one-shot anyone, which makes JLC, Copsis, and Rox's jobs much easier. And that's all of their damage. It's coming from Assassination Burst.
Oh, Eiko goes in onto Marky. He does have the ultimate for that safety. And now Jason is left alone to go in. But this Sanaba goes in for a dive, does fail miserably. And no follow-up from ACA. Why? Because JLC is there in the front door. And now that will be game set with TME locking in the first victory.
Man, clean coming from TME.
Clean, is it, Atlas? Or is it more of a sweep?
A bloody slaughter.
Bloody slaughter. I don't think that's clean. It's clean for them.
I mean, if you have enough blood, it's going to look like the entire room's just painted red, so it's clean. But yeah, that was so good coming from TME. The momentum from last night, they pulled it here. And ACA, they had decent starts there. They were able to survive through the laning phase, but when it came to the decision-making in skirmishes and team fights, still, that's where they have to polish it on. I commented on that last game, in their last games yesterday, and their decision-making in the team fights themselves seems to be quite lacking. Let's look at the standings here. Look at Marky.
Look at that.
Marky, the only one with a club tag.
Now not just that, he's the richest guy in this game.
18,000 gold, has all of the tools to survive. And the only damage that he really needs are from the Guardian Angel, Essence Reaver, and Runans and Death Dance, and the Mercurial Scimitar. So even his offensive items work to keep him alive. So it's really good itemization from him, really good positioning as well. Knowing when to use Featherstorm, I really love how precise he's been. But you also have to give credit for the rest of the team. Rox doing so well to help him in lane. Coops giving out the pressure. GLC being such a great front
door.
line.
He's like this solid barricade that ACA
it's a moving barricade.
You can't even penetrate.
Yeah, and Trevor doing so much damage from afar with Shock Blast, and when it comes to it, he can brawl it out. So, as for ACA, they really need to fix their, as I said, their decision-making, their split-second decision-making, flashing in onto a target that he will never be able to kill in one shot. And as well, yesterday, going in as Twitch, when you're so behind in itemization, they have to fix that. And the team coordination as well, like the use of the Galio ultimate when Eiko goes in, it all needs fixing, but they have a lot of potential.
Let's see if they will fix that in Game 2 of Match 1 though. I mean, it's not yet over for Asian Arena. They still have a second chance to deny a sweep from Team Manila Eagles, but we'll be seeing that after the short break. We have been your shoutcasters for the first match. I am Vulcan, and joining with me is my co-caster, Atlas. See you after the break. Here comes the classic Flash and Body Slam. Will connect for two people. Morata is very low. There's the exhaust. A flash in by Marky. He will still get the first blood. And the Lantern for a special delivery with a double kill.
Explosive cast is available.
Here comes JLC looking for the right time to go in. Marky stacking up the spell. Here comes the finish for recall. Will do a lot of damage. Marky gets exhausted. In a big trouble. Bot gets taken down by Luxuria. A revenge kill from Asian Arena. Now to clean up. That would be a secure for Zenavla.
Seems like
Goes in, on the go, here comes the hero's entrance, but Marky over the wall again, looking for the right time to strike, and we see that Eiko goes over the wall with a Spirit Rush. Will be a 1v1, Marky bursts his flash, and the zone just has his pop. Look at the members of Asian Arena going for Marky, but leaving the team members towards the TME, and now look at that, Marky has so much utility left. There is the Glacier Prison, and TME Trevor picks up an easy kill onto Luxuria.
Why did
Got
Luxuria
played out a
flash in?
flash by Morita
dear.
Boy. JLC with the point-click start. Gets a kill.
Oh man, that permafrost is just
All your efforts
hype.
will be gone
dear.
to waste. Oh, Morita Boy gets caught up by JLC's Glacial Prison. Here comes Scoops for the body stat with an explosive class, shooing away Luxuria. Living Marky the free hit off the ones. Action Pac-Man, here comes Marky going in. Aiko trying to make some room with a Spirit Rush will not work so well. Luxuria has to back away with Sanabla, gets taken down. But we did see Aiko eat up the Glacial Prison, the turret is down. TME making their way in. Sanabla gets caught by Ross. He does leap away. But JLC, the front line, here comes Marky. Stacking those feathers ball really nicely. Going up for Jason. He gets permafrost and there is the redemption. Jason still goes in. He does have the chrono shift onto him. And now an extended team, but JLC gets taken out by Aiko. But the feathers come in. Gets him a double kill and now a shutdown for the support of Asian Arena. And now Marky is going to be taken down. A very long team fight, but we can see the Coops is still making its way in right up to for the safety. And now Jason is left alone to go in, but this Sanabla goes in for that, does fail miserably, and no follow-up from ACA. Why? Because JLC is there at the front door, and now that will be game set with TME locking in the first victory.
Man, clean coming from TME.
Clean is it, Atlas? Or is it more of a